Good afternoon, everybody. Hope everybody's having a wonderful afternoon so far. Yeah. No role models, and I'm here right now. This statement by J. Cole, who's arguably one of the greatest rappers of my generation, has always resonated with me. It's not that I didn't have great role models in my life, I always did. However, I never knew how important it was to have great role models. Many people believe that being a role model is the most powerful form of educating. Think about it. Since we were children, we were all trained to do what our parents did or to act a certain way through examples. At the point when we are youthful and growing up, there is consistently a senior individual whom we cherish and respect for some reasons. Typically, as a parent, educator, kin, cousin, or uncle and auntie, who is somebody we turn upward to and duplicate. A few of us...
You are in the meeting now.
Yo, that's... Typically, as a parent, educator, kin, cousin, or uncle, or auntie who is somebody we turn upward to and duplicate. A few of us might do it purposefully, while a few of us will do it without acknowledging the need for it. When I was tasked with teaching workshops at alternative high schools in Boston, I never imagined how much of an impact I would have on my students. Most of my students were parents. They were involved with court cases. Some have been kicked out of previous schools, and I knew it would be hard to relate with them, since I had no experience in that department, and most of my students didn't have the best role models growing up. One day, when I was teaching a workshop on professionalism and work ethic, one student just stopped everything and asked, "Darren, how old are you?" For some reason, I felt this guilt for not telling my 17 to 19-year-old students that I too was only 19. Nonetheless, I shared with them my age with a class of 5 students, which ultimately led to an uproar. What the fuck? You're my age? You're only a year older than me? How are you teaching me? I was bombarded with questions that I did not prepare for. I stood there smiling and laughing with my students. I felt a sense of comfort, a sense of happiness and enjoyment. One student, Isaiah, who was of Guyanese descent like myself, reminded me of my cousins and my brothers. Although the difference was my cousins never finished high school and my brother was a college dropout. But here was Isaiah in similar positions to that, but still attending school. He always participated, but still, after the commotion about my age, he had a confused face. So I asked Isaiah, what are you thinking right now? He responded, "You're only 19 and you're teaching me." I stopped. I felt as if I was bragging and a sudden feeling of imposter syndrome overtook me. I told everyone not to feel discouraged because I, too, came from similar places, similar families. I grew up in similar neighborhoods, like all of you. A year ago, I didn't know that I'd be in that school, and even 2 months ago prior, I didn't have an internship at Madison Park Development Corporation. Isaiah stopped me and said, why would we feel discouraged by you? You added fuel to my fire. If you could do it, why can't I? I smiled, took a deep breath, realizing that I was a role model. My goal to impact, influence, and empower my students didn't seem hard anymore. Now that I'll be able to go back to Wheaton and share my experiences around campus, I'll remember that even at school, I can be a role model. And remember, the youth are our next generation. If children love to imitate, give them something good to imitate. Thank you.